go again?
Oh, no, not again.
You've seen it before, haven't you?
Dom, how long have we been doing this?
Once more unto the breach, dear friends.
Again and again and again until we're both dead.
Hello, welcome to You've Seen It Before, Movie Reviews, Connections of Mine. Jurassic World Dominion is the third of the Jurassic World trilogy and the sixth Jurassic film overall. And this film is directed by Colin Trevorrow and stars once again Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard, as well as bringing back the original cast from the Jurassic Park, mainly Stan Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum. And this film picks up right where we left off from the previous film, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And dinosaurs are officially loose in the world, no islands, no fences anymore. And this, of course, attracts the black market element of the world in order to, in trafficking these dinosaurs. And when Maisie, the clone girl from the previous film, is kidnapped by the corporation known as Biosyn, it is up to Owen Grady to rescue her with and enlist the aid of Alan Grant and Ellie Sattler and Ian Malcolm in order to save her and as well as survive the dinosaurs. Now, this video review will contain spoilers of Jurassic World Dominion. However, I'll be doing my spoiler-free thoughts first, and then I'll give my letter grade, and then we'll get into full spoilers on that front. So, just so you know, there will be some spoilers later on in this review. But first, let's get into some spoiler-free thoughts on Jurassic World Dominion. Is it a worthy sequel to Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom? Is it any good at all? Was it a good theater experience? Is it worth going down to the theater to see? Well, I hate to tell you this, but for the movie standpoint, I'm going to say no, this is definitely not a good movie. And however, on the one hand, it was a good theater experience, and this is probably one of the first movies I've seen in months that it was a actual packed crowd. Like not even the COVID distancing that seems to be going by the wayside, which, take it or leave it for what it is on that front. I'm personally okay with it. I was glad to have a full theater on this one, and maybe just because I went on a Friday night instead of a Thursday night preview night, I give massive kudos to my local Regal Theater for they actually, the guy with the in the raptor suit, an inflatable raptor suit, okay, cool, but they also brought in a couple table from the one of the natural history museums in and around Colorado, and they had brought in like real fossils and stuff for people to go around. So that was props to the Regal Theater, UA Meadow Stadium 12 for actually putting in the extra effort for this movie. I haven't seen that sort of thing in quite a long time. Great to see that in a theater experience. But as far as the movie itself, the hype was for that what we were promised is not here. So let's just say that it wasn't quite as big of a bait and switch as the previous film, whereas the previous Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, we were already kind of promised this premise of dinosaurs loose in the world, and all the stuff in the trailers that was showing that to be the case. That one was all the last 2 minutes of the film in that film. This one, yes, we do actually get to see dinosaurs in the world, and I give them credit. They actually did follow through on that promise. However, I will say once again, all the best dinosaur in the world scenes are in the trailer, and so it's actually kind of a disappointment that there was actually a short film released. I think I don't know if it was mid 2020 or early 2021. But there was a short film released of these people in an RV in a campground, and they get hemmed in. They're trapped in their RV when I think it's a Ankylosaurus and an Allosaurus are duking it out with them caught in the middle, and that was a great scene. You get a brief little snippet of that in a news scene in the very beginning of this movie. But that little short film was way more exciting than anything in this in this movie. And that's really a shame because, again, you could do so much with this concept. And maybe the fault lies in the audience, me included, where our expectations can never be met by reality, what they give us. But it kind of seems like they didn't try nearly as hard. They tried, they was so promising what they had in that little short film that did not get delivered in this one. It was really just kind of more of the same at this point, whereas, yes, there is the one scene where, you know, dinosaurs are loose in, I think it was Moroccan bazaar or whatever, and that's really cool. And there's even like they go into like this underground, you know, dinosaur trading area. There's a lot of cool stuff there. And again, I will give props to this film. There is actual animatronic dinosaurs once again. It's not all CGI this time, and the animatronics look great. In fact, there's even one scene where, I don't know if I imagined it, but or maybe it's just the editing, there was like one frame off, but you know, when there's this giant carnivorous dinosaur, the Giganotosaurus, you know, is going after our heroes, it goes from the CGI dinosaur outside, and I think for a split second you can tell where they swapped out the footage and they swapped and the CGI model meets up with the animatronic head, and you can it didn't quite match up. Maybe it was like one frame off. I don't know if I'm imagining it, but if you see that scene, let me know if that was the case. But the animatronics in this film look great. The dinosaurs overall look fantastic. It's just that once you get us away from that, that's when everything really starts to fall apart. And once again, the writing, I mean, the characters are let's say the Jurassic World characters, Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard's character, and I forget the actress's name, but Maisie, the little girl. I mean, they're fine. Like, they're kind of the main story, but again, there's still there's so much, you know, character stuff that you spend a lot of time in the movie asking, why are you doing this thing? It's almost like, you know, cliche horror movie stuff. It's like, why are you acting so dumb at this point? You know, and there's a lot of there's way too much of that in this movie, and you know, the writing. The character moments in between these characters, you know, it for the most part falls flat, and you know, the lesson that is learned by the end between the characters is, I mean, it's there, but it's kind of, you know, maybe 30% there, and that's kind of a shame. But let's talk about also the legacy characters. You know, Alan Grant, Ellie Sattler, and Ian Malcolm, the OG3. They are back in this movie. However, I feel like the trailers kind of sold us something that it wasn't, because yes, they are back together on screen, and I do kind of hate the fact that they play the Jurassic Park theme when they are back on screen, like when they finally reunite. All three are all in the same space, and it's like that music was reserved for, you know, when like majestic dinosaurs were going around, and it was like we were kind of wondering at the awe of these things. Now it's just, oh yeah, three people are in a room together. That's it. And I wish I could say they did anything, you know, exciting or interesting, but they really don't. Again, nothing even more distinctive than what the Jurassic World characters, Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard's characters, are doing. It's really not that interesting. Really, the OG3, like, they kind of, by the end, they're kind of acting like, you know, it's like, we did this already, we're done, why are we doing this all over again? Like, this whole reunion thing, it's like, at best, it's just kind of like they're going through the motions, and at worst, it reads like bad fan fiction in a way, and that's such a shame at this point. Like, there was really no real reason to bring the original three back. And again, I really wish that that we could have gotten what we wanted in this film. But even the dinosaur fights, you know that there's going to be, you know, T-Rex and knocking around with other things, raptors doing stuff. But really, even those are kind of boring. Like, there's only one really massive fight at the end, and then at that point, it's like, it's first of all, it's very dark, you know, so it's kind of hard to see what's going on initially. But then things the best I can describe it is things happen, And that's not a good thing. I mean, yes, you could simplify every movie to say things happen, but in these sequences, like, things happen. I don't know why, they're just happening. And that's not the mark of a good movie, I'm sorry. And I will say there were a lot of, head-scratching moments, like, why are you doing these things? Like, and I just swear there were too many times in this movie where I went, wait, what? Like, no, really, what? And then it wasn't quite as, mind-boggling as Fallen Kingdom's plot twists were, but they're so unnecessary in the grand scheme of things, and too many details make no sense. I mean, I've been kind of rambling at this point, but all I could say is this is not a great Jurassic Park movie, a Jurassic World movie, and really, this is the movie that I think solidified the fact that this franchise was just out of gas, and just let this thing die at this point. So, overall, I would say, if I was going to give Jurassic World Dominion a letter grade, I would say this is a C-. I can't, pardon me, there's just enough of a soft spot in like Jurassic-ness in me, seeing the dinosaurs. There's some dinosaurs that we've never seen before, and things like dinosaurs that show up, it's like, oh, I did not expect that one to show up. That was kind of a cool addition. And again, the animatronics, like, all these contribute to me that I can't count as like giving it a D or an F or anything like that, but yeah, C-, bare minimum to be a watchable movie. But overall, yeah, I am not this was not a great movie in my opinion. So those are my main spoiler-free thoughts on Jurassic World Dominion. Now let's get to some spoiler talk as certain plot developments and character arcs that may seem familiar to you and where you may have seen them before. So the main points of comparison that I thought of were, the main storyline with, Maisie and Beta, the baby raptor, getting kidnapped because their genetics are the key to solving these problems. That just made me think of, either Stranger Things or Logan, where both of those feature, either, 11 or X-23 they're being hunted by these genetic engineering companies for their abilities and what their genetics mean, and it's up to the adults to try to keep them away or rescue them. So there's that comparison, but really overall, the structure of this movie, it really kind of made me think of the 97, 98 Godzilla in a way, because a dinosaur-centric disaster film with you got multiple groups of people, one kind of investigating what's going on, and another on the inside trying to discover things on that front and stop the dinosaurs, and then they all meet up at the end, and you have the big fight by the end of that. Except this one is less fun of a watch than the 98 Godzilla. Although depending on who you ask, this might work its way around in the future to being a so bad it's good kind of watch, because there were definitely some moments on that, just between the complete idiocy of the people in the lab with Maisie, and it's like, again, also they brought back Dodgson from the original Jurassic Park, and this character, I have no idea what they were thinking about, because again, in the original movie, he has like maybe how long was that scene, like 3-4 minutes tops, and he played a bigger role in the book, as well as the book of The Lost World, but that is not the same character that we see here. He's kind of seen as like a bubble-headed kind of guy. Maybe like he did too much LSD in his time, and now he's just kind of doing his thing. And I don't buy it when he's he has that ruthless way. When he has like those ruthless moments, you're trying to make it think like, oh, the bubbleheadedness is just an act sort of thing, and he's just really cold underneath. But I did not get that at all. And then we get to them evacuating their mountain estate or whatever, and he gets to that. He's clearing out his lab or whatever, and he sees he pulls off his shelf the Barbasol can, which, first of all, they were really implying that that's the same Barbasol can as the one that was buried in the original Jurassic Park, which, no, that thing was buried in mud and on an island that would have blown up. That is not the same Barbasol can. And if that's not the same Barbasol can, why would you just have a random Barbasol can on your shelf? Which, to be brutally honest, that was a failure. Your man Nedry failed to get that to you. So why would you have a memento of your failure right there? And why would you bring it with you? It's like, oh yes, I need to remember my failure this way. Well, while objectively you have a much bigger failure going on right outside your window. That just made no sense to me. That was just a dumb callback. A callback for callback's sake. That is not the way that it should be done. And yeah, I'm sorry, that was just not, that was a head scratcher scene at that point. And then, you know, they're trying to play the, you know, the Maisie, I feel like they kind of had to walk back the stuff from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, where everyone was kind of saying like, no, Maisie, you know, she set this entire thing into motion, and you know, her reasons like they're alive because of, like me. It's like, no, this is horrifying. And then they kind of had to repaint it in a new light, where it's like, oh no, you had a mother. It's just that you're technically a clone of Charlotte Lockwood, except you know she self-impregnated herself with her own DNA. It's like, that almost makes it worse. It's like, why, what, and we're supposed to see this as sort of like a heartwarming moment where she actually had a mother and she's learning about herself, and it's like, no, that's horrifying. Why would you do that? So again, these are the kind of unforced errors that this movie made, and these are the kind of things that made me think that maybe in the future, after it's, you know, worked its way back around to being a so bad it's good kind of watch, a cult following in the future. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know what to say after that. What did you think of Jurassic World Dominion? Did you like it? Did you not like it? I mean, am I crazy for pointing out all these things? Was I just supposed to, you know, turn off my brain and enjoy this? I don't know. But let me know in the comments down below. If I missed something in my analysis as well, let me know. Thank you, again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate whatever audience I can get. Be sure to look for my next movie review, which, if the schedule holds, it should be for Thor: Love and Thunder, which I believe comes out July 8th. And also for my next TV review, which, in addition to my review and reaction to every episode of Season 3 of The Orville New Horizons, I'll be also doing my my next TV review, which will be for Obi-Wan, as well as Star Trek Strange New Worlds, and Miss Marvel. All of these things are coming out on my channel soon, so if you like this video or any other video on my channel, please give me a like, share, and especially a subscribe. I'd very much appreciate it. Again, thank you so much for watching, but just remember, there is nothing new under the sun, and yes, you have seen it before.